Welcome back. It's good to have you still. And everyone, we're still here with Dr. Jumoke Odunsi, the pioneer and founder and managing director of WellCare Home Medical's Nightingale's Caregivers Academy and Precious Jewel Elderly Care Home. These are beautiful organizations that are just strictly care for the elderly. They're passionate about the care of the elderly. So please ensure you check them out with these names. So Dr. Odunsi, rounding up very shortly, but before we do, I'd like to ask you, what are the challenges you faced in all the years you've had this organization in existence?
Oh, well, there's been a whole lot of challenges, and honestly, if I'm not passionate, if I'm not clear, I will have opted out because the challenges are enormous. We're in a country where you're trying to do your very best and maintain a standard. And what are we going to talk about? We'll talk about government and
A lot.
Diverse levels of taxation.
Wow.
It's terrible. And sometimes when they call, I tell them, I say, but I am doing your work for you. This is social care. You know what? We've had to deal with all sorts. I mean, the kind of payments we pay, taxes, it's crazy. So those are some of the costs. I mean, where do I get that from? Talking about the personnel. Many people don't want to work. It's a Nigerian problem. You want to earn salary, you don't want to work. So, and by virtue of the things happening in our country, moral level and value is going down. So you realize that, okay, so you get to employ people, you train them to do the job, but you see, you still have to do a whole lot of home training, basic things that people should have picked up growing up. Soft skills, respect, value of integrity, hard work. So you're training them as caregivers, you're training them, you're doing personal development, you're doing home training, you're doing all sorts. For me, I find it fulfilling because I've seen results. But you see, all of those things ought not to be. I tell them, I said, I just employed you to care. But now I'm having to mother you.
Honestly, that would be the word for it.
Yeah, that's the word for it, because I'm trying to mother you. What happened to you growing up? Where were your parents? Because these lapses, these gaps, they were too obvious. These are things they should have picked up growing up. But the clients would not understand. Oh, this person is rude, this person is this, and then of course attitude to work. All those things are things that should have been inculcated into children as they grow up. So you find grown up adults who know nothing, absolutely nothing. Some of them have certificates. The certificates, Nigerian certificates, is nothing. So it's a lot of work, absolutely a lot of work. What else will I say? Challenges with family members. Okay? So these people are caregivers. You want them to do everything in the house because they're working in your home. You want them to wash, cook for the family, run errands, one person. Sometimes abused, verbal abuse, emotional, psychological abuse. Some caregivers would cry out of a client's home. Why would you treat people like that? You treat people like trash, and you want them to give your parents the best of care. Treat people like human beings. Treat people like human beings. What other problem do we have with family members? Sometimes they don't listen to us. Because by virtue of what we do, like I said, I don't run an agency like that. I run an organization. And part of what we do is that we manage your loved ones with you. We look at them holistically. I will tell you, this is good for this person. This is good for this person. And all of that. We'll advise you. We'll make our recommendations. Of course, the decision is not ours. It's just for us to recommend and say, you know what, based on knowledge, based on our research, based on what it is that we've seen, you need to go this way. You need to do this. Sometimes we're even giving them those feedbacks. They don't believe us. Sometimes they don't think that we know what it is that we're saying. I think, of course, eventually, things happen down the line. They should learn to listen to us. We're not saying they should not cross-check or find out or get a second opinion, a third opinion. I always advise that. But you see, don't trash whatever recommendations that you've been given. Just think about it. You might tweak it. You might look at how it will work for you, work for your family, and all of that, and move on. Because honestly, we work in many homes that, even though we're there as caregivers, we're secondary caregivers. Family members remain primary caregiver. And so decisions and all that. And so there are things that, even though we're there, the client is still not having the best of care and support. Because we're limited in what it is that we can do. And the truth is, the day you're born is the day you're aging. So you would also get to that stage.
Exactly.
You don't have an idea how difficult it is for people in this level. Stuff is a very, very tough stage. So family members should listen. Should listen to us as much as we try to listen to them. And then lastly, they should know that good things cost. They cost. So if you want to maintain standard of care like we're getting to, thankfully, that we're having it's like the CQC in UK, having something like that now, thankfully. Those are things that will be standardized. Because how do you want to be able to maintain a good service if all of these things and some other things that we did not even factor into it, they are not taken care of? Difficult. It's extremely difficult. So, respect caregivers. Treat them well. It's a hard job. It's tough. Some of them don't sleep. I was talking to one this morning. I have not slept for 2 days. I have not slept for 3 days. I mean, they're human beings. And so when that person hasn't slept for 2 days or 3 days, you met the person dozing. Rather than just, of course, I'm not encouraging that they'll sleep on duty and all that, but at least try and understand. Okay, and look at it. Let's see how it is that we can work out something so that, okay, while you go take a nap, that's just being humane. That's absolutely what I'm saying. They should be paid. They're human beings. Don't say I'm paying you. Pay. Mm-hmm. Would your money keep awake and keep your mother or your father safe? Oh no. Mm-hmm. No. You can't have me. I've walked out of services and I tell people, I say, send your money on errand.
Send your money on errand.
Oh yes, let your money change the right. let that dollar, let that pound, let it change your mother's dollar. Your mother's dollar. It doesn't work. We're still gonna work with people. Okay, so and we are making choices of the organization or the company or the agency or whatever. Please do your findings. Do your findings. Ensure that your clients, your parents, your loved ones, they are safe. They are safe. They are safe. What else?
You've said a lot. You said more than we can even imagine in this session. But lastly, although you've already given out some few advice in the process of the other question, We'd still like to ask you what other advice would you like to give to our viewers, your clients who are listening, and every other person around the world who would have the opportunity to find this video on their timeline?
Okay, thank you very much. One of the things I would love to see is that, excuse me, for your elderly parents or family members, take time to be with them occasionally. Spend time with them. Many times they don't talk much. They don't want to be seen as complaining. But they have a lot more challenges that they're telling you. So you call home, and mom says, I'm fine. So when you get there, you realize that she isn't as fine as she said. But mom, why didn't you say this? Why didn't you tell me? I could still manage it. Oh, I could just spend some time. Spend some time with her. Do comprehensive geriatric assessments. Get professionals. Yes, we do. Comprehensive geriatric assessment. Take time to talk to them. And when you observe things that you don't quite understand, reach out for help. Reach out for help. Yes, not many people will understand, but we do. We do. I mean, I talk to people who are not WellCare clients, who are not, they're not my clients, but they have challenges. This is happening to grandma, and I'll tell you, go to do this, let's do this. So many people, you don't know what to do, but there are people who know what to do. Reach out, cry for help. I mean, there are people who, like you rightly said, yes, they are old, and they died. Should they have died at that time? No! So the fact that people are aged doesn't mean that it's their time to die. I mean, I was just saying in class yesterday or 2 days back, I was telling people, I said, look, I remember there was a time somebody reached out to me and said, oh, my father, they just called me from home, she's not in the country. Oh, Dr. Odunsi, so I just got a call from home that my dad is this, that. Okay, so from our discussion, I knew that the person needed, an urgent review. I was not in a position to do that at that point. And I said, you know what? I will send someone over to the house. But from what she had told me, I had an idea. Most likely, this person is dehydrated, severely dehydrated, because the person was almost going unconscious and things like that. So I sent my staff and I said, you know what? Go to this place. As you're going, go along with normal saline, everything. You're going to have to need, I'm sure, after your assessment, you're going to need to rehydrate this person. And the man was already unconscious. He was already saying all sorts and almost unconscious by the time she got there. Now she got there and like I said, he was severely dehydrated. Put a line. By the time the man had maybe the first liter, he opened his eyes, woke up. What's this? Why am I here? And all of that. And the family started rejoicing. That same man lived another 5 years.
Wow.
He was elderly, very much so at that time. But he lived for another 5 years. If you had not intervened at that time, that man would have passed.
And they will say it's time.
And they will say
well, it's our time to it's been a wonderful time with you, Dr. Jumoke, and let's say I've learned a lot to even go outside and pass this knowledge to others. And I would say more grease to your elbow.
Thank you.
May God keep empowering you to keep taking this beautiful organization to the next step. It's a beautiful thing you're doing for us and our loved ones. And to our viewers, I hope you've also gathered a few information for yourself and for everyone around you. You have gotten to know about WellCare Home Medical's Nightingale's Caregivers Academy and Precious Jewel's Elderly Care Home. And I hope these three facilities would actually play a huge role in providing the type of care you need for your elderly ones. So please kindly go to their websites. You can find that in the link in the link of our description, and Visit there if you need any kind of services, as Dr. Jumoke is here. She's an elderly care expert and she has her own YouTube page discussing of various cares and various helps that she can offer to the elderly for free. Trust me, it's for free. So don't say, oh, you are going to spend money for that. You don't need to spend money for everything. Sure, you need the best care for your elderly ones, but simple consultation is what you need. So if you have any questions, any worries, troubles that might be needed for someone to help you with, or you have somebody who needs such services, do not hesitate to reach out to us. Send in your questions, because this interview is not going to be the end. Hope you don't mind, ma.
Not at all.
We are going to come back to ask Dr. Jumoke series of questions when we have received them from you, our viewers. So ensure that you send in your questions as much as they are, because she is here to answer all of them. And WellCare and all of WellCare Group is also here to service you. So if you have any loved ones, elderly or not even just elderly, that just needs care, do not hesitate to help them, because they are as important as we are. So we can't just look at, oh, because they're sick or elderly, we have to ignore them. They need the best care as much as we do. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, ma, and we hope to see you again next time.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.